Hello friends. Now in the safety and allied industries, we have discussed about the various products and various chemicals which are utilized in the chemical industries like explosive chemicals, flammable chemicals, toxic chemicals, some dust and some gases may be formed due to some reactions, and some chemicals also may be formed due to some reactions. So whatever it may be, if the characteristics or this type of properties are there of that chemicals, then we have to take some precautionary measures while handling these types of chemicals in the process and in the operations. So what are the precautionary measures while handling these types of chemicals, which may be of explosive nature, flammable nature, toxic nature, or maybe a dust, gases, or chemicals? The chemical can be present in the atmosphere or might be settled in surfaces. So in the form of microns, aerosols, mist, vapors, dust, gases, fumes, air smoke, fog, etc. So we all know the variety of symbols or utilization of these chemicals in terms of variants. So this may be the case, and that may adversely impact on our health. So by touching these chemicals on the surfaces or by inhaling these chemicals through the respiration systems, or some chemicals may have the characteristics that they can directly penetrate our skin and they can react with the blood also. So we have to check the characteristics of all these types of chemicals. So for toxicity, we have to refer the MSDS, material safety data sheet. And for reducing the presence of these chemicals, we have to adopt some filters, HEPA filters, BAC filters, and the area should have the AHU system or the units. So we have to provide some proper ventilation systems. We have to provide some LEV systems like local exhaust ventilation systems. And then only we can reduce the concentration of these types of chemicals, or we can absorb these types of chemicals with the help of these types of different systems. That is one of the precautionary measure. Then the other precautionary measure is if the operation include the process in which there is a possibility of emission of microparticles into the workplace, then proper health monitoring of operator worker shall be done and PPEs shall be worn. So we have to utilize the specific personal protective equipment for that specific chemicals, because the respiratory type chemicals may have a different adsorbent systems or the chemicals. So for that particular adsorbent, particular chemical only can be adsorbed. And nowadays, the multi-gas adsorber systems are also available. So normally 3 to 4 chemicals can be adsorbed on a single adsorbent, and that can be also useful as a latest PPE. So to reduce the concentration, to avoid the respiration, or to avoid the entry into the body, we can utilize these types of PPEs. As per the suitability, fume cupboards shall be used. It provides the effective contaminant to fumes and vapors. So fume cupboards should be utilized wherever it is suitable. Then another precaution is there should be system that person should not smoke, eat, drink in working areas. So there should be dedicated canteens for these types of things. That may be for the drinking facility, that may be for the lunch, dinner, breakfast, cup or tea facilities, and there may be a provision of smoking zones also, like a IT zone. Then risk assessment should capture about likelihood of release, and corrective and preventive action shall be taken to arrest the release. So Corrective actions as well as preventive actions should be followed, which is given by the experts. Then control to prevent fire explosion from the occurring, including the correct design elections and maintenance of the equipment and protective devices. So we have to control these fire hazards and explosion hazards wherever possible. That may be a part of erection and commissioning part, that may be a maintenance part, that may be a regular manufacturing process. Those working with the flammable liquid should aware of the different standard, like standard guidelines as HSG 51 or HSG 140, or some other standards can also follow, or some state rules and national rules can also be followed. Then zoning, that is one of the another precautions. So the regulations also specify criteria for the classification of hazardous zone on the basis of frequency and duration that an explosive atmosphere of vapor, gases, mist and dust may occur. So in one of the act clearly mentioned that zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. It means if you define clear cut the zone and what exactly the meaning of that zone is. So from that act also, zone 0 clearly defines the dangerous zone. Then zone 1 is moderate zone and zone 2 is less dangerous zone as compared to 0 and 1. Because in zone 0, there are continuous and maximum chances of having the hydrocarbon or the fossil fuel gases. Means there are chances of fire and hazards. But in the zone 1, it is in the normal operating conditions, and in the third, that is in the zone 2, it is only under abnormal conditions. Then disposal of waste chemicals, it shall be done as per the different waste management guidelines. So waste management rule is there, and accordingly we have to control this waste, how to treat this waste, then how to pack this waste, how to transport this waste, etc. All the guidelines should be followed. So person shall be well trained for this waste management technique. Document shall be completed with the sending the waste for the disposal to a particular third party, which is authorized party from the central government itself, and they are going to treat that particular waste, chemical waste, on a particular site only. So all the guidelines should be followed for the disposal of waste chemicals also. So these are the different precautionary measures, which is specially for the explosive, flammable, toxic substances, dust, gases and other chemicals. Thank you.